Welcome, my name is Phil and today I'm going to be teaching you how to install Ubuntu on Oracle VirtualBox. Our first step will be to download VirtualBox. You can just do a quick Google search for VirtualBox downloads and it should be one of the first results, or you can try and follow this link I have on this slide. For the sake of this demo, I'll be using the 64-bit Windows installer. If you're using Mac OS or any versions of Ubuntu, you may need to follow some other instructions. Okay, once you've downloaded VirtualBox, you'll want to install it. So just run the executable file you've downloaded and just keep hitting next to accept any default values and then click install and you should be good to go. If you need to change the location of the installation, then when you get to that menu you might want to change that manually, but we won't be covering that in this guide. Once we've installed VirtualBox, the next thing we'll want to do is download the Ubuntu image. So just head over to ubuntu.com/download and it should give you a number of options. Again, for the purpose of this guide, we'll just be using the desktop version of Ubuntu. Okay, and once you click to download the desktop version, it'll take you to a page to select the version you'd like. So just go ahead, I would pick the LTS version, simply for the convenience of having long-term support with my operating system and just for the convenience of this guide. So once you click that download, it'll take you to another page, this time asking for donations. Don't worry, your download will start automatically. You don't actually have to donate. If you're tight on money like myself, then you can just wait for the download to appear, click Save File, and hit OK. But the donations are used to further support this wonderful operating system. So if you're able to afford it, I would recommend doing so. Alright, since the ISO image of Ubuntu is fairly large, it could be several gigabytes, I would recommend just getting started with setting up VirtualBox. So, first thing you'll want to do is open up VirtualBox, and then there's a little blue star icon, and just go ahead and click on that. It's the New button. After hitting that New button, we'll be presented with another window titled Create Virtual Machine. Here in the name field, just type Ubuntu and it should populate the type, hopefully the version as well. And then in Machine folder is just where you're going to store that virtual machine. I would recommend storing on a disk or drive with lots of extra storage space, but if you've only got the one, then just go ahead and accept the defaults. On our memory size screen, we just choose the amount of RAM we'd like to dedicate towards the virtual machine. The minimum recommended for Ubuntu is about 1 gigabyte. I typically choose about 4 gigabytes just because my computer is able to handle it and it just helps things go a little bit faster. On the next screen here, we'll just be asked to create a virtual hard disk. If you have one already, you can go ahead and import it, but for the purpose of this guide, we'll just be creating a new one. It's basically creating a spot on the hard drive to allocate a certain amount of memory. We'll get to those in the next few steps here, so just go ahead and hit create. On the next screen, we'll be asked to select the hard disk file type. I would recommend sticking with the VDI as the default, as the other options are for more advanced users. And then just go ahead and hit next. You'll then be asked for how the storage on the virtual disk should be allocated. Dynamically allocated is the easiest because it doesn't take up all the space on your hard drive right away, and it'll just grow as you use it. Once you have selected your hard disk file type and your allocation method, you'll then select how much space on your hard drive to dedicate towards the virtual machine. Ubuntu has a minimum requirement of 10 gigabytes, so you can just go ahead and click create, or you can up the value if you have any storage space to spare. Now that we have prepared the VDI for Ubuntu, we just have to prepare some settings before we're ready to install. Once we're back at the main menu, click on the settings button or that little cog at the top, and from here we need to click on storage on the left hand side. This will allow us to select our boot medium. So where it says controller IDE, just click on that little disk icon with the plus symbol. We will then be asked to choose a disk or leave it empty. Go ahead and click choose disk. From here we'll get a menu of available bootable mediums. It should be empty if this is your first time, so in the top left click on the button that says add. From here you just browse on your computer to where you downloaded the Ubuntu ISO file and then click open, and then go ahead and click OK until you're back at the main menu window. Now that we've finished with the settings, we're ready to install Ubuntu. Go ahead and click the green arrow at the top right that says start. Our first screen should ask us if we want to just try Ubuntu or if we'd like to install it. Clearly, we want to install. We're then asked for our language, so go ahead and pick your choice and click Continue. We are then asked for the installation type. Here we can choose to encrypt it or just accept the default values. For convenience, just accept the default values and hit Continue. Ignore the warning message that pops up and just click Continue again. Next, we'll be asked for our location for our time zone. If you're connected to the network, it may automatically detect this, so just select yours and click Continue. We're then asked for our username, a name for our computer, and a password, so just pick whatever you want and hit Continue. This will begin our installation process finally. You'll be given some tips on changes in Ubuntu and some features. It may even tell you how to use it. Just some random little tidbits of information for you. When it's finished, a pop-up will come up, and just go ahead and click on Restart Now. This will only restart the virtual machine, not your whole computer. If it asks you to remove the boot media, just hit Enter on your keyboard, and that'll continue on for you. Once the virtual machine is booted back up, then congratulations, you've successfully installed Ubuntu on Oracle VirtualBox. You'll most likely be presented with a login screen, so just type in your username if it's not already there, and the password that you chose, and you should be able to log right back in there. This concludes my presentation. I hope you all enjoyed and you maybe have learned something here today. If not, then maybe this wasn't exactly the place for you. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you have yourselves a good one. Keep playing around with that VirtualBox. Take care.